Kenny.
Donovan, right over here. So many guys contributed tonight, a team win, but the impact that Marcus Morris gave you guys off the bench, some of us were wondering, is he going to get minutes? JB went to him tonight. What did that do for the entire team and the outcome of this game?
Big shots. It's nothing new. This is a guy that's been the guy for the Knicks. He's been a contributor for the Celtics. He's been a role player for the Clippers. So he's seen a lot of different things in a lot of different environments. So, for me, I said this to Dennis Scott, like it's great to see him doing this on our team because he's hit me a few times with that in Utah. In Utah, he's got me a few times with the Clippers, so it's great to have that, and that's why we brought him here. You know what I mean? We know that he's a veteran presence, and to stay ready, not playing the first few games except in the last few minutes. That's what he brings to us. And it's a big night for everybody, but for him to give the impact he gave was huge.
Yeah.
Donovan, just knowing how much you want it, knowing how much you want to impact the games, and that this is the type of atmosphere that you want to succeed in. How big was that fourth quarter for you to step up for these 10?
It's been a rough 3 quarters or 2 quarters, however you want to call it. But my biggest thing is just stay even keeled throughout. You know what I mean? You could easily tuck your head and say, all right, this is what's happening. But just keep putting pressure on it, keep finding ways and. Like I said, I'm going to be better, but, the fourth quarter, that's my time to step up, and I missed the fucking free throw. You know what I'm saying? And shouldn't have settled for 3, so I'm always going to be in my situations where, like, I can be better, you know what I mean? And thank you to DG for stepping up to set the tone early, and then, when it's my time, but continue to trust in it. That's the biggest thing, no matter what it looks like, just trust in it, and, I will be better, but I'm glad we got the win as a whole tonight.
Max also has struggled this series with hitting shots, but tonight it feels like when it comes to shooters, just one and something else happens and everything else can follow. So what impact did he have tonight, not only shooting the basketball, but also rebounding and assisting and things like that?
Like that, he just brings a winning mentality to the group. You know what I mean? Like you said it, he hasn't really, he made 4 tonight, but he hasn't hit shots, I haven't as well, but just being able to, impact the game in winning ways, like the one that stands out to me, and no one's going to even notice it, the ball goes in at the end of the game with 0.3 on the clock, and he grabs it and throws it in quickly. Like, he ran by me, like, the IQ to go get it, and, to kind of end the game. Like, those are the things that he brings to our group, outside of the X's and O's, what he's learned, obviously, in his time with Miami. So just bringing that energy in that fight, you know what I mean, and he's phenomenal, man, and we're gonna need it for one more game.
Kendra.
Donovan, this was the first close game of the entire series. What did you think of your guys' execution in that crunch time?
We did a lot of things well, and give them credit. They executed well. We fought on the boards, and it's obviously tough when you don't have J.A. out there, but continuing. Evan had a phenomenal 10 defensive rebounds down there. You know what I mean? Marcus coming in and doing his thing. Max, myself, even DG coming in and getting 5. Like it's a team effort. You know what I mean? And even the one where I kicked the ball out of bounds, like that's the effort you want. You know what I mean? So it was great that we did that tonight. Now we got to go down there and do the same thing.
And what did you just think of Evan's performance, especially the block back?
A big time. You know what I mean? That's the Evan Mobley we know. Continue to be strong, and after giving up the layup the first time, he comes in and responds the second time, and that's my biggest thing is mistakes are going to happen. That people are going to get scored on, you're going to miss shots, but it's how do you respond? And for him to do that in a big moment like that, that's who he is.
Ryan.
With Evan's block, in that moment to not foul, what's the most difficult or impressive part about it?
Just when you think you have him beat, he's right back there, and I told him in the locker room, it's the same thing he did to me before I got traded here in Utah. We were a close game. I'm driving to the basket. I'm like, all right, I got a layup. And next thing you know, here he comes out of nowhere. And he's done that on several occasions. But for me, firsthand, going through that, I was able to tell him, like, yo, like, you don't understand how unique that is. I've seen it with Rudy Gobert as well. But, for him to be able to guard on the perimeter like that and then chase you down and get the switch and then chase you down and go block that, like, that's next level. So it was great to see that out of him. That's who he is, and we need it again.
You referenced it, but when Max brings for you guys outside of just the box score, is that something that you guys really felt that you needed?
Yeah, 100%. He's a glue guy, and so to speak, for us. He's a guy that just continues to find ways to impact the game. You know what I mean? And I said at the beginning of the year, the way he moves is not calling him Kyle Korver, but Kyle Korver-esque. You know, I played with Kyle one year in Utah, and just being able to know he's moving consistently, finding ways to manipulate matchups all over the floor. You know, that it just creates confusion, you know, for the defense. So just continuing to get used to that, you know, and it's been great for us.
Chris?
Hey, Donovan. Given all the conversation surrounding you guys since last year, basically, what does a win like tonight show, given the way that it transpired, given how close it was, down to the wire, and all that?
And for being honest, nothing. We got to do it again on the road. You know, we won at home. We took care of business at home. We did our job. I'll be answering that question when we take care of business down there. Like that's the mindset for the group. So this doesn't prove anything. We haven't proven anything. We haven't done anything. We got to go down there and handle business.
Joe?
I think that you guys had your best offensive night tonight of the series. And Jarrett wasn't out there, and of course, for 2 months earlier in the year, you were the best team in the NBA, and Evan was out. So this isn't about one guy versus the other. But why is it that when you are playing the 1 in, 4 out, that just seems to work a little better for this team?
Yeah, I think, you know, with the group we have, I think the spacing is obviously different. You know, longer rotations. You know, you got. Let's use Jonathan Isaac, for example. He's coming from the corner as opposed to coming from, you know, helping off. So obviously those are the obvious, you know, situations. And you know, when both bigs are out there, you know, I think we obviously Jay was out, but like we worked on some things to counteract, you know, them helping and not giving us as much space as well. But you know, we'll get to that when Jay comes back. But the biggest thing is just the difference in distance. Like, you know, it's a game of inches. Like, you know what I mean? Like for having a guy like Jonathan Isaac or a Wendell Carter having to come from, you know, the wing or come from, you know, the corner, you know, now you're making that pass, now you're getting them rotations. It changes the game.
What will be different for you guys on Friday night?
As far as like what will we do different, or like the biggest thing is just the effort we had tonight, understanding that those shots we hit, those runs we make, there's no loudness, there's nothing coming for us. We got to stick together as a group, and you know, I think going down there and knowing what's to come, you know, knowing who they are down there as a team, we got to be locked in. We got to stay together, and I have no doubt we will.
Daryl?
Donovan, Darius came out on fire in that first quarter. He had 17 points. He scores. You were the first guy off the bench to show him some love. Just, you know, can you just touch on the relationship that you two have developed, and, you know, what did it mean for you to see him in a game that you really had to have come out as aggressive as he did?
It's my dog, man. Like, and it's gonna be crazy to say, he could have shot more. You know, to be honest with you, like that's the mindset, and you know, for him and myself, just continuing to find ways to impact the game in winning ways, and he was doing things that show sign of growth, you know, within the series, and shows all that, and you know, for him to be able to believe in himself and have that attack and getting downhill, and the 6 boards is what really gets me. That means he's down there picking up on defense in the start of the fourth quarter, whatever it was, Jalen Suggs, like, you know, hitting out of bounds, like that's the growth. And you know, just for him, I know he needed that, but also as a group, we needed that, and that was, you know, he was phenomenal. You know what I mean, throughout the whole game, and you know, that's my guy, man. You know, he's always even keel, always happy, go lucky, man, and you know, to see him have a night like that is great. But you know, we're greedy. We gotta do it again.
What can you say about Marcus and just the benefit of having a veteran like that can come off the bench and impact the game as significantly as he did?
Yeah, you know, that's like I said, that's what he's been in different situations. He's been the closer for teams. He's been the guy in the corner for teams. He's been, you know, different things. He's seen different things, play with different players, and been in crazy environments. You know what I mean? So a night like tonight, this is nothing new for him. And you know, just to see him come off and have that immediate impact talking to us, and even the one, you know, being able to be receptive too. You know, I should say at his age, like, you know, he should have shot that ball at the top of the key, and I kind of got on him, and he was like, yeah, you're right. Like, that's you know, just willingness to win, you know, and holding yourself, even when he fouled Mo, like holding himself accountable, setting that tone, even holding me accountable, holding everybody accountable. Like, that's what he brings to us. Him and Tristan do a great job of that, but, you know, for him to come out and have the night he had, it was big time.
Last one, Jimmy.
Darius told Serena out there that everyone was sort of lighting a fire under him before this game, and kind of got him going. What has your messaging been to him in the lead up?
Shoot.
Throughout the series?
Shoot. I don't give a damn. Shoot the ball. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, go out swinging. And, You know, there's a different spark we get when he's like that. You know, you see it. You know, obviously, I've set the tones in games 1 and 2, but there's a different spark too when he's also, you know, continuing to go. And I think that's huge for us. But shoot the ball, like, you know what I mean. And he's a talented player. He's a guy that's, you know, all-star level player, caliber player, and you know just shoot the ball, be you, be aggressive, and you see tonight.
To your point about you guys haven't proven anything yet, how important is it for Darius to build on this performance and continue it going forward?
Yeah, you know, this one's over with. You know, this is a good job, you know, on all of our fronts. It's a good job we handled business, but, you know, once tomorrow hits or once 12 o'clock hits, it's over with. You know, we got to go down there and do the same thing.
Okay, it's now wrapped up.